What's up, DECA gang? It's your boy Nikhil Christian, and I'm here to make sure you get an amazing score on your next marketing cluster exam. Today, we're back at it again with Product Service Management with Unit 2.2. You might recall we did Product Service Management in the last video, but today we're going to be focusing on customer fulfillment. But first, what is customer fulfillment? Customer fulfillment is a subsection of the term product service management, which is the process of optimizing a company's products or services. This may sound familiar to you because this is the exact definition of product service management from the last video. This concept goes over the details between standards with grades, guarantees, and branding. The first section we're going to be talking about today is product grades, guarantees, and warranties. Grades. Grades identify the quality of a product or service. The first grade we'll be talking about is AA, which is the best grade you can possibly get on a product. These are mainly for premium products, and it's a high-class level food in high-class restaurants most of the time. This can even include restaurants with Michelin stars. Next, we have A, which is the most common grade for a lot of common products in your local supermarket. The most common for this you'll see on your DECA test is probably eggs. Remember that. This is a generally valued food. The third best you can get is a grade B. This product can be subpar in quality sometimes, and they have minor cosmetic defects, but it's still in perfect working condition, which means it could be slightly used, maybe just out of the box a little bit, but it still works perfectly fine. Finally, we have C, which is also known as the defurbished grade, and this product has heavy signs of prior use with wear and tear, but it's still mostly functional, and the main ways you'd see here with products are for when you go to a thrift store or places where you can get reused products or reused clothes mostly. Now I'll be talking about guarantees and warranties. Guarantees are ways companies establish the credibility and quality of the product of the client, and warranties are a promise made by the seller to the customer that the seller will repair or replace a product that does not perform as expected. A full warranty is if the product doesn't function up to the customer standards at any time, it will be fully replaced. A main example for this is iPhone. iPhone and iOS mostly is a really big contributor to the full warranty. Now we have the limited warranty, and it may only cover certain parts, specific repairs, or a particular time period, which is why you may have heard the popular praise of a 60-day warranty, which means between those 60 days when you get the product is mostly when you can get a refund or a full repair. Now we have the implied warranty, which is when it's not written or usually stated orally, but it is understood by the customer and seller that the product will perform as expected. And here it's mostly based up to interpretation. And now, lastly, we have the express warranty, which is a promise expressed in a statement regarding the product's quality. It may be written in a verbal statement, or it can even be given to customers through advertisement, merchandising, etc. All that you need to know is that it's a promise regarding the product's quality, and if it breaks that promise, it might get into legal trouble or it might have to give a full warranty back. Now I'll be going over the types of brands and goods. These are the main 4 types of brands that we'll be discussing in the marketing cluster. And the first one you want to take notice of is the national brand or the manufacturers. These manufacturers assume all the responsibility of their branding, which means their company and their infrastructure is solely also based around them creating their own products, which does gives them some more flexibility, but it also gives them more work to do. And main example of this is Procter and Gamble. Next, we have the private store brand, which is an intermediary or retailer that owns the brand while another company manufactures this product. Most stores fall under the subsection of a private brand, as most of the time these companies don't manufacture the product themselves. But the main examples for this specific store brand are the Whirlpool and Sears, which is currently out of business but still follow this. Next, we have the family brand, which is the same name for related products in a product line. An example of this is Nike, as you have the Nike shoes, the Nike t-shirt, even the Nike joggers, but they're all related to the same product. A lot of companies go by this, especially clothing companies. Finally, we have the individual brand. These are different brands for products owned by the same company. An example of this could be Costco's Kirkland signature, which is on mainly the chocolate milk and a bunch of different products, or even Walmart's Great Value signature. Now, we learned about the brands, but now how do we know how these brands relate to the customers themselves, which is why customer brand relationship plays a key factor in businesses as a whole. There are three main methods of customer brand relationships, and the first of which is brand recognition. And also, these three stages are almost all interconnected with each other. The first of these stages is brand recognition, which is where consumers are aware of and can identify a brand for themselves, which could psychologically connect them to wanting this brand, as it might be the only brand they know. Next is the brand preference. Consumers prefer a brand based on previous experience with it and will select it over competitors when the option is available. So let's say I have some Dino chicken nuggies over here, right? I want these chicken nuggies from Great Value because I know that I've had them before and I know that they've tasted really good. Finally, we have brand insistence, which is where your company wants to be at for consumers. This is when the consumer refuses alternative products and searches, and they exclusively want the desired merchandise. I don't want those Tyson Dino chicken nuggies. I just want the Great Value because I love it so much. Now I'll be going over the type of goods, and in general, there are four types of goods: complementary, substitute, inferior, and normal. Some goods may be in the mix of these categories, but these are the main four. Complementary goods go with another product, such as fries go with a burger or a shake. Substitute goods can replace another product as it satisfies the same need and gets the job done. If someone is hungry, instead of eating a burger, they can get a slice of pizza to satisfy their savory cravings. Inferior goods are goods that decrease in demand when there's an increase in income. For example, during a time of low income or little savings, a person may opt for instant noodles or public transportation. However, once they receive their paycheck and have enough discretionary income, they may choose fine dining or maybe even purchase a car if they're feeling lucky, which correlates to the psychological preference of spending over saving. Normal goods are products which increase in demand when there's an increase in consumer income, and when a consumer has enough discretionary income, they may purchase a car, fine dining, clothes, electronics, and other products that aren't necessarily a need. Now I'll be going over targeting the customers using the value proposition. First, what is the concept of value itself? The perceived value of a good or service is the customer's overall assessment of the product's worth. It's what the customer believes the product's price should be. If the customer believes the product's worth isn't as high as the seller it's making, they may try to negotiate this, and this is especially relevant in cars dealerships. This is why if you ever go to a car dealership, it's a bunch of salesmen walking around, which they want to negotiate with you. Okay, now we have the emotional benefits, which is the value of a customer places on the company due to their brand trust or their social status, and it's mostly reputable. Now, their functional benefits is the quality, durability, and the convenience of the product. Mainly, the product should speak for itself once in the hands of the customer. If a customer does not like the durability of a product after a certain period, they may not want to shop at the same place again, which is why having a publicized product may be a two-edged sword. Next up, we have brand loyalty, which is the emotional connection a customer has to the brand, which led repeat purchases over competitors. If a customer has always shopped a certain product from the same company, it is likely they will continue to keep shopping from that company and not as competitors as they trust this brand. Now that we've gone over the concept of value, what is the value proposition? Well, the value proposition is the unique promise a product makes to its customers, and it highlights specific benefits and differentiators. A competitive advantage is the unique strengths that make a product stand out. Some examples include exclusive features, technology, and even superior services, whatever makes you better than their competitors. Value proposition also answers why a customer should choose this product, and what we talked about with product differentiation is the distinct attributes that set a product apart. Some examples can also include eco-friendly materials, unique functionality, or etc. So, what's the main takeaway for the company? One is brand identity, which is basically the personality and image that defines the brand. For example, Nike has a very strong brand identity with its swoosh on every product. When you think of Nike, you don't think of that check mark. You think of a product that you can always trust, a product that has great value and great prices, which is why the logo is a very strong part of your brand identity. A good brand identity requires consistency across all customer touchpoints and should create an emotional connection with customers. A customer centric approach focuses on fulfilling customer needs, and personalization is the tailored experiences that enhance satisfaction. Responsiveness is how quickly customer questions are addressed and adapted to, and customer loyalty is the ongoing preferences for a brand. It is driven by past positive experiences and consistent values. Now we'll be going over business standards compliance. When businesses enter new markets, they must adhere to various regulatory compliance measures to ensure consumer safety and trust. Consumer safety standards include testing products for quality and safety before they release to the market. For instance, certain products like children's toys and electronics are required to meet specific safety tests to prevent harm and to ensure their reliability, which they can further market. Data privacy regulations such as the GDPR in Europe or CCPA in California protect consumer data by requiring businesses to implement strict data collection and storage practices. These regulations ensure that customers' personal information is handled securely and transparently. Advertising and labeling laws require businesses to provide truthful and non misleading claims about their products. Clear labeling and accurate marketing materials are critical to ensure consumers can make informed decisions. This includes product ingredients, origin, and usage instructions, which need to be fully disclosed to avoid misleading claims. Finally, environmental and sustainability compliance focuses on eco-friendly practices such as recycling, waste management, and the use of sustainably sourced materials such as solar panels. Regulations may also demand companies reduce their carbon footprint, that implement greener processes in their operations, which is increasingly important to modern consumers. In summary, compliance with these regulations ensures that businesses operate ethically, protect their customers, and stay in line with legal requirements, ultimately leading to sustainable market success. So now that we finished product service management, what have we learned today as a whole? Well, we've covered many different topics such as grades and guarantees, types of brandings and products, the concept of providing customers with value, and lastly, some regulations put in place to ensure businesses stay in check and don't participate in negative social, economic, or environmental issues. These are the main concepts we've indulged in today, and always make sure that quality is a key factor in any operation you run in order to keep the customer satisfied, because remember, the customer is always right. All right, that's all going to be all for today, guys. So if you want to get an ICDC score on your next marketing cluster exam, make sure to visit the YoungBIZ website and remember to stay busy. Nikhil Krishnan, signing out.